Across the US, smartphone theft has become such a widespread issue that the industry is now taking one of its biggest collective steps in years, the rollout of a new nationwide anti-theft mode standard. This isn't just another software feature, and it's not a brand-by-brand gimmick. It's a coordinated push by phone makers, carriers, app developers, and even law enforcement to make stolen phones essentially worthless. And this shift is changing the way smartphones are designed, secured, and used in everyday life. The story begins with the rise of opportunistic theft. Over the last few years, police departments across major American cities reported spikes in smartphone snatching at train stations, outdoor dining areas, gyms, bars, and crowded events. Thieves knew they could grab a phone and disappear in seconds. But the bigger problem wasn't the physical theft. It was what happened afterward. Criminals weren't just stealing devices. They were targeting people's digital lives. This brings us to the first reason anti-theft mode was created. Thieves became smarter, and phones needed to become smarter too. Many recent thefts involve criminals watching a user type their PIN, waiting for a moment of inattention, and then taking the device. Once they had the passcode, they had everything. Access to banking apps, passwords, authentication keys, cloud accounts, and personal files. Phone makers realized the industry could no longer rely on basic lock screens for protection. They needed something deeper, something built into the system itself that could activate the moment suspicious activity occurred. That's where anti-theft mode comes in. The new standard includes hardware and software-level triggers that activate when the phone detects signs of theft. For example, if a phone is snatched and begins moving at high speed, the system automatically locks down. If someone tries to change passwords, disable biometrics, remove SIM cards, factory reset the phone, or disconnect it from the network without authentication, anti-theft mode blocks every attempt. In other words, the moment the phone senses unauthorized behavior, it shuts itself off from thieves completely. One of the biggest changes is the shift towards secure passcode handling. Instead of giving full power to the PIN, phones now limit what a user can do even after entering the correct code, unless biometrics confirm the identity. This prevents thieves from using a stolen passcode to lock the rightful owner out of their account. Another major feature of the new standard is auto-lock on movement, designed to stop snatch and run thefts. If a phone detects sudden acceleration, it instantly disables access to sensitive features. You can still locate the phone, but a thief can't use it, reset it, or resell it. For criminals, that makes a stolen phone worthless. On top of that, anti-theft mode includes network-level protections. Carriers across the US are rolling out unified systems that identify stolen devices by their hardware ID. Once flagged, the phone can't be activated on any major network. Not Verizon, not AT&T, not T-Mobile. Even if a thief wipes the device, changes the SIM, or attempts an overseas connection, the system won't allow activation. Carriers are finally closing the loophole that allowed stolen phones to be resold easily. Another important development is the expansion of Find My Style recovery tools. New standards require that location tracking remain enabled even after factory resets or SIM removal attempts. Thieves can't escape tracking simply by turning off connectivity. Whether the phone is turned on, partially reset, or offline, recovery systems remain active. This gives owners and law enforcement more time and better chances to retrieve stolen devices. But what's even more interesting is how anti-theft mode is reshaping the physical design of smartphones. Some models now include tamper-resistant SIM trays, hidden eSIM-only settings, stronger frame bonding to prevent quick disassembly, and internal sensors that detect forced access. A stolen phone that can't be opened, reset, or resold becomes a phone not worth stealing. The new standard is also pushing manufacturers to redesign their operating systems. You'll notice more security layers built into quick settings, app permissions, and biometric verification flows. Tasks like changing Apple ID or Google account logins now require multiple authentication steps, including device closing features that lock down everything when triggered. Another key factor driving this trend is the rise of digital wallets and mobile banking. Smartphones are now literal wallets, holding cards, payment apps, banking access, identity data, and authentication codes. Losing a phone isn't just losing a device, it's losing control of your financial life. The industry realized it needed a system that could protect those features instantly, even if a thief had physical access. In addition, new federal and state-level pressure is influencing phone makers. Law enforcement agencies across the U.S. have been calling for stronger anti-theft protections for years, citing rising crime and the difficulty of recovering stolen devices. Several states are pushing for standardized protections across all smartphones sold locally. Big tech companies responded by rolling out anti-theft mode before regulations forced their hand. Another piece of the puzzle is consumer demand. Americans are more aware of smartphone security risks than ever before. After seeing stories about criminals draining bank accounts using stolen phones, people want stronger protection built in. Anti-theft mode became a selling point, something consumers actively look for when upgrading. Retailers are already highlighting these features as major upgrades, similar to battery life, camera improvements, or screen quality. Security is no longer a background feature, it's front and center. What makes this new standard powerful is how many systems work together. Hardware sensors, OS-level protections, biometric rules, carrier restrictions, recovery tools, and tamper detection now form a complete security network. Thieves can't bypass one system without triggering another. And that's the entire reason anti-theft mode is becoming such a big deal. It changes the economics of smartphone theft. If a stolen phone is impossible to unlock, impossible to resell, impossible to activate, and constantly trackable, there's no incentive to steal it. The more phones that ship with these protections, the more theft drops across the country. The smartphone industry has moved from let's help users find a stolen phone to let's make phones not worth stealing in the first place. We're witnessing the beginning of a new era in mobile security, one built around prevention, not just recovery. Anti-theft mode is the first major step in that transformation. And as more US smartphones adopt it as a standard, the impact on safety, privacy, and everyday digital life will only grow.